doctors in cold blood simply because those incidents received a great deal of media attention. Since the media typically covers people or events that are unusual or exceptional, it is somewhat odd for people to believe that such people or events are representative. For brief discussions of adequate samples and generalizations, see the entries for hasty generalization and biased sample. Examples of spotlight. Bill. Jane, you say you are a feminist, but you can be. Jane. What? What do you mean? Is this one of your stupid jokes or something? Bill. No, I am serious. Over the summer I saw feminists appear on several talk shows and news shows and I read about them in the papers. The women were really bitter and said that women were victims of men and needed to be given special compensation. You are always talking about equal rights and forging your own place in the world. So, you can be a feminist. Jane. Bill, there are many types of feminism, not just the brands that get media attention. Bill. Oh. Sorry. Joe. Man, I'd never want to go to New York. It is all concrete and pollution. Sam. Not all of it. Joe. Sure it is. Every time I watch the news they're always showing concrete skyscrapers, and lots of pollution. Sam. Sure, that is what the news shows, but a lot of New York is farmlands and forest. It is not all New York City, it just receives most of the attention. Anne. I am not letting little Jimmy use his online account anymore. Sasha. Why not? Did he hack into the Pentagon and try to start World War III? Anne. No. Haven't you been watching the news and reading the papers? There are perverts online just waiting to molest kids. You should take away your daughter's account. Why, there must be thousands of sickos out there. Sasha. Really? I thought that there were only a very few cases. Anne. I am not sure of the exact number, but if the media is covering it so much, then most people who are online must be indecent. Fallacy. Straw man. Description of straw man. The straw man fallacy is committed when a person simply ignores a person's actual position and substitutes a distorted, exaggerated or misrepresented version of that position. This sort of reasoning has the following pattern. Person A has position X. Person B presents position Y, which is a distorted version of X. Person B attacks position Y. Therefore X is false, incorrect, flawed. This sort of reasoning is fallacious because attacking a distorted version of a position simply does not constitute an attack on the position itself. One might as well expect an attack on a poor drawing of a person to hurt the person. Examples of straw man. Professor Jones. The university just cut our yearly budget by $10,000. Professor Smith. What are we going to do? Professor Brown. I think we should eliminate one of the teaching assistant positions. That would take care of it. Professor Jones. We could reduce our scheduled raises instead. Professor Brown. I can't understand why you want to bleed us dry like that, Jones. Senator Jones says that we should not fund the attack submarine program. I disagree entirely. I can't understand why he wants to leave us defenseless like that. Bill and Jill are arguing about cleaning out their closets. Jill. We should clean out the closets. They are getting a bit messy. Bill. Why, we just went through those closets last year. Do we have to clean them out every day? Jill. I never said anything about cleaning them out every day. You just want to keep all your junk forever, which is just ridiculous. Fallacy. Two wrongs make a right. Description of two wrongs make a right. Two wrongs make a right is a fallacy in which a person justifies an action against a person by asserting that the person would do the same thing to him, her, when the action is not necessary to prevent B from doing X to A. This fallacy has the following pattern of reasoning. It is claimed that person B would do X to person A. It is acceptable for person A to do X to person B, when as doing X to B is not necessary to prevent B from doing X to A. This sort of reasoning is fallacious because an action that is wrong even if another person would also do it. It should be noted that it can be the case that it is not wrong for A to do X to B if X is done to prevent B from doing X to A, or if X is done in justified retribution. For example, if Sally is running in the park and Biff tries to attack her, Sally would be justified in attacking Biff to defend herself. As another example, if country A is planning to invade country B in order to enslave the people, then country B would be justified in launching a preemptive strike to prevent the invasion. Examples of two wrongs make a right. Bill has borrowed Jane's expensive pen, but found he didn't return it. He tells himself that it is okay to keep it, since she would have taken his. Jane: did you hear about those terrorists killing those poor people? That sort of killing is just wrong. Sue: those terrorists are justified. After all, their land was taken from them. It is morally right for them to do what they do. Jane: even when they blow up busloads of children. Sue: yes. After leaving a store, Jill notices that she has underpaid by $10. She decides not to return the money to the store because if she had overpaid, they would not have returned the money. Jill is horrified by the way the state uses capital punishment. Bill says that capital punishment is fine, since those the state kill don't have any qualms about killing others. Appeal to emotion. Appeal to popularity. Most people approve of X. So, I should approve of X, too. Since I approve of X, X must be true. This sort of reasoning is quite common and can be quite an effective persuasive device. Since most humans tend to conform with the views of the majority, convincing a person that the majority approves of a claim is often an effective way to get him to accept it. Advertisers often use this tactic when they attempt to sell products by claiming that everyone uses and loves their products. In such cases, they hope that people will accept the purported approval of others as a good reason to buy the product. This fallacy is closely related to the appeal to emotion, appeal to consequences of a belief, appeal to common practice. If major always right, how about Christianity 2.1 billion 33.0%? Islam 1.5 billion 21, Hinduism 900 million 14, Buddhism 376 million 6. Raphael painting could not sold popularity in 1490s because major people do not